Hi everyone, this is KANCHAN BIRAT. Thank you for connecting with me on this channel. A very warm welcome to all of you. And today I'm here with a very sensitive topic, which is COVID-19. And I think everybody should have at least this much of information about this disease and the pandemic. So I have collected and gathered this information from all the authentic sources, that is the WHO website, the CTC, and all the authentic sources which I have come across. So do not hesitate to share this information with your loved ones and your friends, family, relatives, anybody. In this topic, we are going to discuss about the disease, the pandemic, and the vaccines which are available for this disease, and the prevention measures and everything. And it is a humble request to all of you to watch this video till end, and if you find this helpful, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon, like this video and share it with your friends, and I will see you on the other side. Before starting with the topic, I would request to all of you that you please subscribe to our channel. So today we are going to discuss about the COVID-19 disease, and COVID-19 is also known as SARS-CoV-2, which stands for Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2. This is what the figure of coronavirus looks like. These are the spike proteins, and I'll be telling about all of these in the forthcoming slides. First of all, I would like to tell you why am I the right person to pass on such information to you, and why should you be relying on it. So this is a certificate which was provided to me by World Health Organization for learning the course on Introduction to COVID-19, Methods for Detection, Prevention, Response and Control. I did this certification course during the first wave of COVID in India, and I've been keeping an eye on this pandemic since then. So all of the information which I'll be providing you in this video is from authentic sources. I would like to remind you that, and you can freely share this information with anybody. So let us briefly take a look on what coronavirus term is. Coronaviruses are a big family of different viruses which belong to family Coronaviridae, and they infect various animal species as well as humans. These are mostly enveloped viruses, which means that they have an envelope-like coating covering their genetic material, and the genetic material it is mostly single-stranded RNA, and it is pathogenic in nature. So the first coronavirus which infected human was identified in 1965, and it caused common cold. And since then, the variants are found in many different forms, causing a variety of diseases. Majorly, it is called a coronavirus due to its crown-like appearance. Coronaviruses have the largest RNA viral genome, which ranges from 26 kilobase pairs to 30 kilobase pairs in length. There are 7 different types of coronaviruses that can infect the humans. Now, let us take a look at the coronavirus disease, which has caused this pandemic. It is an infectious and contagious disease, and it is caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus, as we have discussed, which is known to infect humans by affecting the respiratory system and causing flu-like illness, with the symptoms such as the cough, fever, difficulty in breathing, etc. So this is the structure of coronavirus. The viral envelope is typically made up of 3 different proteins, that is the membrane protein, the envelope protein, and the spike protein. So this one is the spike protein, this orange one is the membrane protein, and then we have these small envelope proteins also. The compound of the component of viral genome is packaged into a helical nucleocapsid containing single-stranded RNA and protein units. The spike proteins are highly glycosylated proteins, and they are primarily involved in initiating the infection and the virus assembly. Now, important thing to note here is that the coronaviruses are such viruses like the coronaviruses, they are able to infect a specific type of cells, which are the host cells for the particular virus. For coronavirus, these are alveolar epithelial cells, which are present in our lungs. They cause severe respiratory symptoms. Now, let us take a look on how the viral particle infects its host cell. The spike proteins present on the surface of a virus bind to the angiotensin converting enzyme 2, ACE2, which is a functional receptor on host cell surface. Now, after gaining entry in the genome of the viral particle, it gets attached to the host's ribosome. And very important to note that the viruses cannot replicate on their own. They require host cell machinery for replication, and for it, they use the enzyme and proteins to make its genome to attach to the host genome. And when the host replicates its genome, the viral genome also gets replicated along with that. And after proteolysis, that is the breaking down of the proteins, the new virion subunits, they are packaged to become new viruses. This is how the virus particle replicates inside the host cell, increase in number, and spreads the infection. Many a times, the viral particles cause its host cell to burst after a considerable amount of viral particles are produced. This process is also known as the lytic cycle of virus. Now, there are lysogenic cycles also, but we are not going to discuss it here because the coronaviruses are right now showing the lytic cycle. Let's see what are the modes of transmission of this virus. That is, how is this virus spreading from one individual to the other? So it has been found to transmit through the droplets, which are produced by coughing, sneezing, breathing, or singing. And when the other individual is in close proximity, that is approximately within 1 meter, it can spread easily. So it can be caught through mouth, nose, or even eyes, which are exposed to such droplets of infected people. It can also be caused by direct contact with infected people or by indirect contact with the surfaces which were exposed to an infected person, such as stethoscope or thermometer. Scientists have also found a few cases where fecal matter could also be a potential cause of transmission. It, however, has very few evidences, therefore, it is not taken into account. Airborne transmission is also possible where the infected aerosols are exposed to a person. Let us see how our immune system responds to the infection and the viral particles. This pathogenic disease involves both innate and adaptive immune system. Now, the innate immune system is the one which we get by birth, and it forms the first line of defense against the viral infection. During viral infection, T cells and cytokines play a vital role. The innate immune responses, they drive a cytokinin storm in our body, and it alters the adaptive immune response. Now, the virus is recognized by the intracellular PRRs, that is pattern recognition receptors. I think it is here. Yes, the pattern recognition receptors. These are the germline encoded host sensors which detect foreign molecules which are pathogenic in nature. This recognition leads to a cascade of events releasing various cytokines and chemokines, resulting in the recruitment of immune cells to the site of infection and thereby eliminating the infection or the virus containing cells. One more thing I would like to add here is that the adaptive immune system is that one which we acquire after getting infected to an to a pathogen. After the pathogen infects our body creates antibodies, and by which we get our adaptive immune system activated. As we have learned till now, that there are a lot of potentially dangerous variants of coronavirus existing in today's world. So these variants are formed due to mutations occurring during the replication process, and a new form of viral particle is formed, which might or might not be as deadly as the previous one. Mutations may occur once any replication, uh, whether it be in mammalian cells or in avial cells or bacterial or viral genome. So mutation can occur anywhere during the replication process. But the viral genome, being the smallest of them all and being able to replicate more frequently, it tend to undergo mutations at a higher rate, which is why we are able to see a lot of variants in no time. Apart from the mutation, through replication, another cause may be geographic separation of viral particles. With changing temperature, topography, and host specificity, genetically distinct variants, they are common. Um, yes. So when a virus produces variants which are potentially hazardous or harmful for living beings and which are able to cause a disease, they are classified as the variants of concern. Now let us further see how many variants of concerns of coronavirus the world has saw till now. The coronavirus strain, which was originally named as COVID-19 and caused this pandemic, was first found in November 2019 in Wuhan city of China. And this is a world where the globalization is evident, and anybody and everybody can freely move to any part of the world carrying the strain and the disease, and it may become a cause of infection to spread it to others knowingly or unknowingly. Now, this variant caused the first wave of COVID-19 in India as well. The next variant, Alpha, which was observed in UK in September 2020. The variant Beta was found in South Africa in May 2020, which was also able to reach to India. The next variant seen was Gamma in Brazil in November 2020. Then the Delta variant, whose first case, according to WHO, was found in India in October 2020. Till now, it has been declared as the most deadliest of them all. Now, the Delta variant is potentially the most hazardous of all of them. And this variant also caused the second wave of COVID-19 in India. The latest variant of COVID-19 is Omicron, which has spread out in multiple countries. And due to this variant, the third wave has been declared in various cities of India. This variant has been found to be most infectious of them all, and the symptoms which are caused by Omicron, they are milder to those of the previous ones. Nowadays, people are talking about the neo-co variant as well, but I couldn't gather much information about neo-co from authentic sources, so I have not added it here. Now, let us talk about the types of vaccines which are available for COVID-19 currently. At present, there are 4 different types of vaccines which are being constructed. The first one of them is mRNA or messenger RNA vaccine. Such vaccines use a piece of mRNA that corresponds to it corresponds to a protein on the virus. So we all have mRNAs in our body, and mRNA codes for a particular protein. And through this vaccine, a particular mRNA which is coding for a particular protein is inserted in our bodies. In terms of COVID-19, such vaccines are composed of mRNA which code for spike proteins of the coronavirus. So we have previously discussed that spike protein is very important protein for the coronavirus to spread the infection. When it enters the body, it starts encoding for spike proteins, and which trigger the immune response inside the body. This is not deadly as the whole virus is not present inside our body. Only a part of the virus particle is present inside our body, which is encoding for a particular type of protein. The vaccine triggers the immune system, which in turn creates antibodies in our body. Now, why antibodies are necessary to battle against the original virus? So, antibodies are created when any of the pathogen enters into our body, and it is able to create some memory cells, which are also which are in turn also created for remembering the pathogen, the original pathogen particle or a part of it. But when the pathogen or a pathogenic particle enters our body for the first time, the body has no memory of it, and the body generates a delayed immune response. It means the body takes longer than usual to generate antibodies to fight the pathogen. But if the antibodies and memory cells are already present in our body due to the vaccination, at the time of actual infection, the body generates the immune response on a much faster rate, hence keeping the infection in check and counter the disease spread. Now, next type of vaccine are viral vector vaccines, in which a modified version of a virus less pathogenic is administered into the muscle cells. This virus will make harmless pieces of spike proteins, and the process inside the body after recognizing the spike protein is similar to as it is explained in the previous section. Now, next type of vaccine is protein subunit vaccine, which uses harmless pieces of viral proteins instead of the entire viral component. These vaccines require adjuvants that are large protein subunits. These adjuvants are large protein subunits which are added with the viral protein to enhance the immune response. These adjuvants are used where there is no surety whether the viral protein individually is strong enough to trigger the immune response. Such vaccines may require booster doses. And lastly, DNA-based vaccines, which are also known as third generation vaccines, as they use the engineered DNA to induce a response against the virus. In making such vaccines, a plasmid DNA might be administered for producing harmless version of spike proteins of the coronavirus. This type of vaccines are not yet approved for COVID-19 treatment. Now, let us take a look at the common symptoms of coronavirus disease. The patients may have a wide range of symptoms which may appear 2 to 14 days after exposure to the virus. Mild to severe symptoms have been noticed in the people infected with the coronavirus. These may include fevers or chills, cough, shortness of breath or difficulty in breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headache, loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting, or it may include diarrhea as well. Now let us see what are the consequences of this disease. So patients that experience moderate to severe respiratory illness, and they may require medical attention. Some who are suffering from underlying medical conditions like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, or any chronic respiratory disease may develop serious illness and may require immediate medical help. Anyone who is exposed to the infection may develop a disease. He might show symptoms of the disease and get ill, or he might not show symptoms of disease and may act as a carrier. and spread the disease unknowingly to those who are in his close proximity. Now, the best way to prevent and slow down the disease transmission is to be well informed about the disease. And now the virus is spreading on a very high rate, so we should be knowing how to slow down the transmission. So stay at least 1 meter apart from others, even if you have no idea about the other person being infected or not. Wear a properly fitted mask and make sure to abide by the government's guidelines about which type of mask is to be worn. Wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds, or if you cannot do so, then use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Get yourself vaccinated as soon as possible and follow the health guidelines. If you are having symptoms of coronavirus disease, make sure to isolate yourself as soon as possible. Always follow respiratory etiquettes such as coughing into a flexed elbow, self-isolation until you recover, getting tested if any of the symptoms appear, or if you feel unwell, keep rooms well ventilated. Avoid crowded places as much as you can. Avoid calling house helps, friends, relatives at home if you feel unwell. Declaring true information when the health department asks about the symptoms. The pandemic has changed our ways of living. If we ask ourselves whether we will ever be able to mask free, then we should ask ourselves whether we are taking enough precautions. Now, to totally eliminate the spread of the virus, we should maintain hygiene, abide by the guidelines, take good care of ourselves, learn more about how to curb the viral spread, keeping ourselves updated and spreading the awareness by sharing this set of information which today you have got. So share this information as much as you can with your loved ones. This might help hundreds and thousands of people who are unaware of the things which we all should be aware of. Please share this video and spread this video as much as you can so we can stop the viral spread. I'm doing my bit. So I request you all to please do whatever you can. Like this video if you have found this video helpful, and subscribe to our channel to get more such content. May we be mask free soon. Thank you so much.